What up, dude?
Bro, how we doing?
Living the dream, baby. Living the dream. I was actually in town, believe it or
Yeah,
not.
no.
I know. I had a my buddy had a big old boxing event. Shout out to Austin Deonda, by the way. Looked great. 17-0. His last local fight, I believe. I guess he's on to bigger and better things. Super proud of him. I just wanted to shout that out real quick. I had to get it out of the way. But it was truly a special time. It was sick.
Dude, that's freaking awesome. Yeah, he's been absolutely killing it. Like you hear his name a lot around Lynchburg now. Like I've only met him the one time and I'm like, this dude is an absolute animal.
Yeah, no, yeah, yeah, I've watched him, start from the, ground up and a lot of running, a lot of miles in like Windhurst area, like 90-degree heat. He knows, he knows. But yeah, I mean, it's great. I think it's great. I think we kind of relate to like somebody who started from absolutely nothing to build something up and really like be focused on it and like take their talents somewhere greater. That's all. I can only respect that so much. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, dude. People like him are the people I love it because when people just put in the hard work and they don't come from anything specific, you don't expect them to
Mhm.
absolutely crush it and they just grind. Those are the stories. You know those sit well with me, man. I love it.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah. He's I'm super proud of him. I'm super proud of him. But yeah, it's awesome to see. I feel like if you guys hear this, when you see him on the big time, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, okay. You're like, yeah, I wasn't kidding. He's gonna be awesome,
Let's
man.
go.
So what you got for me? So Hunter's got a topic for us. We're changing it up a little bit, and I don't know what it is, but I think it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, dude. So let's get right into it, man. So this one, basically, the question is, have you ever followed the wrong crowd and ended up lost? And what did you learn about yourself through that process?
Ooh, that's a good one. Dang, dude, that's a good one.
Yeah, I wanted to make you think about it. By the way, Brian has no
Ooh.
idea about this. This is the first time he's hearing it.
Ooh, I know, I told him that. I told him, "Listen, listen."
Hey, I am.
I know, I'm messing with you. Oh, man, that's a good one, though. That'll make me think. Man, so you're gonna have to start I gotta process that one, so you gotta get the reins on this.
You're good, bro. So I'll go first. So this is a little bit deep in the storybooks because I don't think I've ever actually spoke about this one. I know I've like posted on Instagram, but I don't know if I've ever actually gone into depth. But this actually reminds me of a time back when I was 19 years old. I had just become a store manager of the first business that I worked for, which was Complete Nutrition. Been there for a year, worked my way up all the ranks, and was
Mhm,
blessed to have that opportunity to make some really good money at 19 years old. But
sure.
I got mixed up with the wrong crowd. I had a lot of friends that were, just in that headspace of I don't make enough money for the work that I do, so I'm going to do less. You should
Mhm,
quit. You're getting
mhm,
underpaid. All of that negative energy. And I listened to that and I quit my job cold turkey.
yeah,
19 years old, didn't leave a notice at all. Walked out. I think I was 12 to 7:30 that day. I walked out at 6:30. Not something I'm proud of. And looking
yeah,
back on it, I did pay the toll. So I walk out of there. I go get a job at Gold's Gym in Roanoke. And Brian, I'm going to tell you, if I haven't told you before, this was the worst experience of my entire life.
mhm,
With this job, you had to push memberships really hard.
mhm.
And it was so strictly commission that like the difference between 30 memberships and 29 memberships could be almost $1,200 more in your paycheck. And I'm living on
Oh,
my own
geez.
for the first time, dude. I'm making
You
think
solo.
I yeah, dude, like I'm on my own. And by the way, my first apartment, I was so cheap. I didn't even have like a bed. I was living on like an air mattress. Didn't have any furniture. I kept spending my money
What you
on
need
food
that
and
for?
subs.
You don't need that.
I did, and that was fine. But, I'm getting $1,000 a month before the commission.
Mhm,
If I hit the commission tier, I get that like $1,200 to $1,500, whatever it was, which puts me at $2,500. Well, that's what I need to pay my rent, pay my bills. I have $600 car insurance because I had so many tickets. It's my own fault, right? But the point is, I put myself in a bind. And I
mhm.
think only one time I was able to actually hit the memberships to get that amount of money. And I missed it twice. And dude, all of this is just because I get around the wrong crowd. When I sat there one day and humbled myself, I realized, you know what? I really liked my job at Complete Nutrition. I loved helping customers. What was the real issue? And the issue was getting mixed up with the wrong crowd, Not that I don't love those people and not that some of them aren't still great friends of mine, but
Mhm.
I let that negative energy get into my head and I made a decision off of negative energy rather than getting around the people that were trying to lift me up. You
Mhm.
know, my bosses had always taken great care of me. They always gave me a position that I had worked for. I went from part-time, full-time, lead consultant to manager. Like it's not like they hadn't taken me the right steps. And I threw all that away just because I get around the wrong crowd. And as
Mhm.
I look at that, I remember that feeling of talking to my wife now, but girlfriend at the time, Holly, and she goes, "Well, Hunt, you really love that job. Why don't you just go back and humble yourself and talk to them?" And so that's what I did. I had to go in front of my bosses. I quit the Gold's Gym. I couldn't do that longer than 3 months. It was literally the worst experience
Yeah,
of
I
my
remember
entire
you
life.
doing that.
Dude, I hated every second of it. And I gave it everything I had, but it just wasn't me. It was looking at someone and trying to force them into a gym membership just because that's how you're going to pay your bills, even if you knew they didn't have the money or whatever the scenario may be. You
Yeah.
feel like that used car salesman and you're pushing
Yeah.
so hard and
Yeah.
that's
Feels a
never
little
been me.
scammy.
Yeah, it was very
Feels a little
scammy and
scammy, you know?
it's
You don't wanna be that
that's never
guy.
been me, bro.
You don't wanna be that
Like,
guy.
dude, you used to come in the store and tell me, like, "Hon, I don't got any money today, but I'm just coming to check out some pre-workout." And we would just talk, right?
Yeah.
At
Yeah.
Gold's Gym, I had to be like, "Well, Brian, you gotta get this membership, man. Like, this will change your entire life. If you walk out of these doors, you're never gonna get in shape. But
Y
if you sign the paper right now, your life's gonna change." Like, that's the way you had to sell these
I
things.
don't care if you're 3 hours away. It's fine. Just drive.
Right? That's the kind of
Just
stuff, dude.
get in your car and go. It's that
That's
serious.
well, oh, you don't have any money in your bank account? Well, hold on. Did you have a husband? Why don't you give him a call real quick? I'm sure he wouldn't mind, you know, he could probably send you some money. Oh, you got a dad, you got a mom, somebody's got money. Let's get
Go
it
to the
sent to
bank,
you.
get a
Whatever we gotta
loan,
do,
get
sign the
that
paper.
13% interest
My favorite one
before
was,
they go in
well, it's
debt.
no money down today. It doesn't start till next month.
Yeah. Don't worry. You don't gotta worry about it.
But anyway, so I have to go back in front of my bosses and humble
Yeah.
myself. And I threw away making a salaried position at 19 years old to then start all the way back at the bottom of the totem pole at $8 an hour. It took me half a year to get back to a manager. And when I became a manager this time, I was of a lower volume store. So looking back at all of that and everything that I went through to get back to that, I'm glad because it taught me a valuable lesson. But it was all thrown away just simply because I listened to everybody else around me that was complaining. But
Mhm.
the number one lesson I think that's important from this is the guys and girls that were complaining around me, I listened to them and their life isn't the life I wanted to live. I think
Mhm.
the most valuable lesson we have to think about sometimes, guys, is don't take advice from someone who's in the shoes that you don't want to be wearing. You need to
Sure.
take advice from people that are in the shoes that you want to be in.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I don't think I have a specific story, but I think throughout my 20s, I kinda learned over time. Like, I think in the maybe, I don't know, kinda like my personality in a sense where I kind of easygoing, trying to make things, I don't really like if you're respectful to me, I'm gonna be cool with you, right? And that's cool and all, but sometimes you draw the wrong people around you and you don't even realize they're like, oh, they're nice to me. So like I'll be nice to them and then you realize like, oh, like they do some things I don't know. But all right, they're still nice. They're cool. They're cool. Next thing you know, like, you're a product of your environment and you end up doing things, you're like, "Why did I do that?" And then you're kinda sitting there questioning yourself. I feel like for me, that question is very broad in a sense for me because like, I have a little bit of specific things, but I would say, like, when I was super vulnerable okay, just to be completely transparent, I was attracted to more people who liked my bad habits, and that I was cool with because I didn't feel judged. I was like, "Oh, like, they're gonna be cool with that. Like, they're cool, like, that'll be good. I'll be cool with it, and we'll be good." But then I realized that, like, I also have other ambitions and other things to do, and so when I tried to get out of that, they would kinda suck me back in and into, the habits that I knew were not good, but I liked them because I'm a human being and I have issues just like all of us do. And so I realized that it's okay if somebody like if your friends or whatever don't call you out and say like, dude, like what are you doing? Like if they're not doing that, they're not your friend. Doesn't mean you hate them or anything like that or you know, they can be you can be acquaintance with them and be cool, but, like, the people that you set in stone, I would kinda, like, over time, kinda, like, pick and choose, like, people, like, okay, like, yeah, like, I like that part, but also, like, that's not good for me. Like, that's not a healthy thing. That should be in the past, and I can't settle for people that are gonna be in my headspace where they're gonna tempt me to do the wrong thing, and I just, like, over time, wanted to pick people who were, truly cared about me and wanted my like, were supportive of me, of what my success was and what I wanted to do, and it's definitely helped tremendously. Like, you know, you're one of them. I mean, I've known you forever, but, you know, it's, like, people, like, who will have your back and, like, love you for who you are and your
You're
flaws
the
or
same way,
whatever.
bro.
Yeah,
We could to what you're saying, I mean, we could have a good time, but still have our goals and dreams. Like it never took us
exactly.
away from the end goal.
Again, like, I've repeated this, but, like, it's like this, like the bowling alley, like, you can't go too far off, like, and if you have people who have holes in that, like, you can't really be around them. You can be cool with them, you see them, "Hey, man, how you doing?" and stuff like that, but there's a time where you're kinda like, "Alright, well, they're not gonna reach the destination I want," respectfully, I mean, it's fine, like, it's not a problem, like, they're not a bad, like, person or anything like that, but you have to respect yourself. And I think I had to really realize I had to respect myself in that whole process and then be around quality people that are going to help me influence myself to be better. But yeah, that would be more my take on it. Like I just kind of learned like I can't have people who have my bad habits, my traits and amplify that. And then I'm sitting there going, what's going on? And I'm mad at myself. But then it's like, well, you are what you're around all the time. If you're going to be around things that are not gonna progress you, yeah, it's gonna be bad. Like, it's not it's a real simple concept, like, but you're you know, when you're, I guess, younger, I would say, like, in my early 20s, like, late teens, like, I was more concerned about people like I'm being comfortable with people and not feeling like I was judged or anything like that. And it's not like I was doing anything crazy, but I just didn't want to feel that at all. So I was kind of okay with lowering my standards in some cases. But yeah, you can't do that. You as time goes on, you know, you sit there and you go, okay, this ain't it. If I want to do this, I'm not going to do that. Or I'm just not going to be necessarily around that types of people nearly as much. Not that I don't care about them, but I have to like guard myself and respect myself enough to be able to, you know, go for my dreams and go for my ambitions.
Yeah, dude, and I think the best part about what we've kind of said today is there's nothing wrong with anybody else. You know, we're all different and everyone has different circles
Sure.
that they want to be in. And I really like what you said about how you can still be cool with that person, still see them and all those kinds of things, but you just have to be picky about your circle. You want to choose a circle of people that challenge you, right?
Yeah.
Like it feels good to be friends with people that you can have that good time with, but they'll
Mhm.
also call you out when you're not on your game. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of times even that, you know, you'll call me out when I'm not on my stuff. I might be
Yeah.
doing whatever I'm doing, but you'll be
Yeah.
like, "All right, Hunter, I know you're better than this, man." And
Yeah.
that
Same
feeling is
here.
just
You
like,
do it to me.
"Thanks, bro." We might, you know, everyone does this, but in that moment you might be like, "Daggone, Brian, like chill, bro." But at the same time, I'm like, "You know what? But thanks,
That's the
bro. Thank
emotional
you for calling me out."
response. That's just a emotional response. If everyone just kind of realizes that that's an emotional response and let your brain kind of like think that thing out, then the frontal lobe kicks in and you'll be good. And you'll think logically, like, hey, they were right. Don't be an idiot.
Dude, there's nothing like those moments though when at first, you know, before that whole frontal lobe thing kicks in and you're like, "Dude, come on." But then you're like,
Oh,
"All right,
yeah.
you know
Trust
what?
me.
He's completely right."
Yeah. Yeah. No, trust me. Yeah. It's the reaction. Like, you can't, you gotta, I mean, how many times have you like gotten arguments with people or whatever? And then like you get emotional and then you're like, alright, like, I think guys really do it, like, a lot.
Oh, for
Um,
sure, dude.
like, we'll be in
Yeah.
a people get in fist fights, and then next thing you know, they're, like, dabbing each other up, like, "It's okay." Like,
Dude,
we're stupid.
I really hate that feeling of like launching off that emotion immediately to realize how stupid I sound like 2,
Yeah,
3 minutes later. And I'm like, "Dang." Like, "All right. Hey,
yeah,
bro, I'm sorry."
yeah, my bad, my bad. I didn't mean
It's
to, I
all love.
promise. Yeah, I came from a good place.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, that's okay, though. I mean, again, it's okay. Like, you're gonna have those too, but, the key is, like, you said and I said, like, your environment and who you keep around, like, a small circle, it's so important. I advise anybody, I don't care at what age you are, you could be, young, older, whatever. If you sit there and you find yourself going, "I want more in my life," but there's something, like, that keeps, like, almost anchoring me to, like it just feels like I'm just, like, carrying this weight for no reason, and I don't understand why. Look around you. Look around who you're talking to, who you contact with on a daily basis and see like is that person gonna like amplify me to do better or are they gonna keep me with either my bad habits or my bad mindset or whatever and you have to really really sit there and think about that and it's okay that I mean it helps you grow.
I love it, bro. And
Yeah.
just like that, we'll see you guys on the next
Yeah.
one.
Peace.